Now more than ever, people are considering starting a home-based business, be it a side hustle or something a bit more serious. Before you get started, you're going to need to get set up with the ATO and potentially ASIC. In this video, I'm going to show you what you need to do to get up and running. The first thing you need to determine is whether you are in fact running a business or whether you are more considered to be running a hobby operation. From the Australian Business Register, as we can see here, to be eligible for an ABN, you need to be starting or carrying on an enterprise. The definition of starting a business or an enterprise is given as having undertaken activities such as advertising, setting up social media accounts, leasing equipment or purchasing supplies, consulting with advisors, among other things. It's self-determined whether you satisfy the conditions to be entitled to an ABN, and as you can see, it's not too hard at least to tick a couple of these boxes and deem yourself as eligible. Now for those who are already running a kind of a business but haven't yet got an ABN, you'll need to get an ABN if you are operating with a view to making a profit. That is to say, you're in it to make money and that it's not a hobby. Also, if the activity is repeated, organised and carried out in a business-like manner, it is then likely to be considered as a commercial activity and therefore you will need an ABN. Alright, so you've decided that you do in fact need an ABN, so what's next? Well, you need to decide what business structure you're going to operate under. And by business structure, I'm talking about, are you going to be a sole trader, a partnership, a company, or perhaps even a trust? And there are many factors to consider when determining which business structure is right for you. I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty of it in this video, but if you're not sure, I'd suggest to talk to your accountant or a lawyer. But at a basic level, a sole trader is the lowest cost and the easiest option for getting started, but it also comes with the lowest legal protections. So if you're running a business as a sole trader and you're having to get sued from some kind of commercial activity, or you take out a loan and the business goes bad and you can't repay, then potentially your personal assets could be at risk, and that includes the family home. A partnership is similar to a sole trader, but the main difference is it's a partnership, so there's 2 or more people involved. The next level up is a company, or a Pty Ltd. The main advantage of operating a company is that it comes with limited liability. This means that if you're in business and something happens and you get sued or the business goes bankrupt, it means that you, in most cases, you are only liable to lose the money that you have invested in the business, and that your creditors are not able to come after your personal assets. So your personal assets, your family home, that sort of thing is safe. Companies can be an effective way to run a business, especially if you're a little bit more serious, but it does come at a higher cost and there are more reporting requirements. And it also pays tax at a different rate. And lastly, there is the trust. The main advantages of a trust are that depending on how it's structured, it can offer very good asset protection, and it can also allow you to split your income amongst several beneficiaries to lower your tax bill. But of course, nothing is free. With these benefits, you'll also be taking on the added cost and the complexity of running it. And don't worry guys, if you choose one option and later come to realize that it's not the right option for you, you can change. So you can start as a sole trader, move to a partnership, and then maybe move to a company or whatever it may be. You can start as a company and then you could fold the company and go back to a sole trader. And again guys, I'm only giving a brief overview of the structures here. There is a lot more to it. Everyone has a different situation, every business is different. So you're going to need to do your research. If you're not comfortable with making that choice, you really need to speak to an accountant or a lawyer, but whatever it may be, you need to give good solid consideration to which structure is right for you. All right, so you've decided on the business structure. The next step is to apply for your ABN, and this can be done through the Australian Business Register. And if you've set up a company, you'll need to attach the ACN number that was issued by ASIC to your ABN application. And when you're applying for your ABN, you'll also be given the opportunity to apply for a new tax file number. But you won't need a new tax file number if you're applying as a sole trader. This is because a sole trader will use your personal TFN, but if you are setting up any of the other entities, a partnership, a company or a trust, you will need a new TFN. And you'll also need to consider whether you'll be registering for GST. Under the current rules, if you'll be earning over 75k a year, it is mandatory to register for GST. If you'll be earning under 75k a year, it is voluntary. I won't get into the pros and cons of voluntary registration in this video, but sometimes it does make sense to register for GST even if you are earning under 75k. So now you've got your business structure and you've sorted all your ATO registrations. Now you have to think about what your business name is going to be, or your trading name. This is the name that will go on your invoice, your business cards, your website, etc. You don't have to have a trading name. You can operate under your personal name if you're a sole trader or a partnership, or under the company name if you're a company, but most businesses will have a trading name, and this can be registered through ASIC. Okay, we're nearly there, guys. After that, you're going to have to give consideration as to whether you want or need to have insurance. Some businesses might have to have insurance depending on other parties that they transact with. They might require it of you. Other businesses might not need to have insurance. But it is very important that if you don't have insurance, you have to give proper consideration and understand the risks that come with not being insured. So these are the basics, guys. There are other things like trademarks, domain names. You'll need a way to keep the books. But these are things you can consider once you're already up and running. All right, so thanks a lot for watching, guys. I just wanted to give you a brief overview of the things you need to think about when starting a side hustle or a home business, or any business for that matter. Hopefully you can take this and then go and do your own research and get started in business. So thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.